This world is made up of two things. This world is made of mice and men. This world is made of mice and men. And I'm just using the title from the famous movie / famous book, you understand? And I'm going to use this to provide personal empowerment through understanding a dynamic of human nature. A few dynamics of human nature. We're going to use the title of Mice and Men. Just the title. So let's tackle the realm of mice. The first thing you have to learn about a mice is that what? It's small. Old Testament says, don't despise the day of small beginnings, right? Because the stone that you place will be secure in its foundation. Whenever you begin something, it's as good as complete if you understand how faith works. That one action is basically the one part of the entire result that you're expecting to receive. So don't just celebrate about the big things you want. Celebrate all the little things as if they're the big things, because the little things are the precursor to the big things, thereby making the little things just another part of the big things. This is mice talk. For the little ones, for the disenfranchised, for the underprivileged, for the mice of this world. You ask a person about a mice, they're gonna retch, right? Say, ugh, mouse, yuck, a mouse. This world is made of mice and men. Funny thing about the mice, this is one of my first unofficial jobs. 8, 9, and 10 years old, when the ladies in the hood was afraid to take the mice off the glue trap or off the snap trap, they knew who to call. I was making like $30 a week. That's like a couple $100 at 8 and 9 years old. And what was I doing? Responding to the man that I was to become. Even though I was a child at the time, I was responding to the masculine prompts that cater to the forager that is man, for the art of survival. Just simply, I'm willing to take the mice off the glue trap for you for $1 or $2. And I was sweeping porches. Ask anybody in Sands Housing Complex, in Sands Projects, and they'll tell you Torian was the Orkin man in the 80s and 90s. As a kid, I was the Orkin boy. If you had a pest issue, here I come. Wasn't getting bit or scratched by no type of creatures or nothing. Didn't need no rabies shots. I was like Steve Irwin, man. I was like Mike Rowe. I do the dirty job. It's getting it literally out of the bottom, out of the glue trap. And that was on top of allowance. I didn't even need allowance money. Not to mention my report card money. $10, $20 a A. I was betting a family member that, and I was coming off like $200 a market period because I was a straight A student. So I was getting my couple $100 that way, and things like that. Because this world is built of mice and men. I just gave you an example of mice and men being directly connected to survival through a personal story of mine. But of mice and men, the mouse is among the lower on the totem pole of prey. They can't really forage. They can't really predate anything but certain types of bugs or insects, I'm guessing. That's all a mouse can do. They got to worry about other bugs that are bigger, poisonous. They got to worry about snakes, and they got to worry about birds, and they got to worry about man. Because this world is made of mice and men. If you're a mouse around too many men, around too many people, and you're mouse-minded, if you're looked at like the rodent in society, eventually amongst these men, you're going to find a house cat. You're going to find a house cat. And that's just a whole nother thing that ties into tribalism when you talk about the lion of the tribe of Judah. Yeah, a lion is a big cat. It's just a cat. A supersized, ultra hyped up version of a cat is in the cat species. If you're a mouse around men, you can be subjected to the cat or the glue trap. What's usually put on the glue trap? Proverbially, other than experience when you say peanut butter, but what else is put on the trap? The cheese. In the mouse world, it's all about the cheese because you're scurrying. The predator is big. You got to scurry as a mouse. You got to move quick. As a mouse, you don't get the same kind of publicity. You don't get the same kind of shine for your grind. As a mouse, not as a mouse in society, you got to stay close to the wall. You got to have something up on your back because you never know who's going to cross you out when you're a mouse. When you're a mouse, you got to go in and out of gaps in structures. You got to find a way in. They might not open the door for you to get into that business, but you might need to find a way to slip into the window. You might have to slip into the crevices. You might have to get in without notoriety, without recommendations, without references, without really a cover letter. You might have to get in off talent alone. You might have to be a mouse. And if you don't think there's anything magical to being a mouse, just ask Mickey. Mickey holds the wand. That's Fantasia. That's Disney World, the place of amusement, the epicenter of amusement, even on the business level. Disney's like $3 trillion ahead of anything that can be considered entertainment. They done monopolized everything. And who's the main mascot of that? Mickey Mouse in this world of mice and men. There's men working for a man whose caricature and emblem is that of a mouse. Not just any mouse, but the little man over entertainment, the man behind the curtain, the Wizard of Oz, the mouse. You're small, but you can come up big. That's mouse talk. They don't see you, they see your accomplishments. That's mouse talk. And for a disgusting reference, they can see your droppings, just like literally the stuff you drop. Whether you dropping a song, whether you dropping a book, whether you dropping some stones, dropping some oils, dropping some kind of product, whether you dropping off time in your schedule to lend a helping hand to somebody, whether you dropping a second out of your time to help somebody with this or that. Droppings of the little guy means that you don't have to see the little guy, but you know that the little guy is effective. Those are what is called mouse droppings. I know that's a disgusting reference, but there was just no other way to point to evidence of a mouse's working in an illustration, so I had to use that. And again, nobody cares on a bigger scale of what the little guy is about. The mouse is still insignificant, looked at as dirty, but there's a whole lot of lessons in the realm of the mice. Now, in the realm of the men, this is self-explanatory. So to keep from beating a dead horse on other man-centered content that describes what a man is, I'll just say it like this. Man is short for manager. And when I say man, mankind. Mankind. Not being macho, not being chauvinistic. No, we mean mankind, humanity, humans. But man is short for manager. We're not the owners of it all, but we are the ones who have to regulate it. Especially if we want it to be beneficial for us. We have to, that's the world of men, the world of the manager. Can you manage even though you're small? Because there's the duality. This world is of mice and men. It's built of mice and men. So as a man, if you're a mouse, if you're small, can you manage? Can you be a good steward over what you have? Can you be faithful over the little that was given to you so that you can be entrusted with much later on? That's what this world is. It's of men and mice. If we're just using this title, and you understand we can flip anything to mean what we need it to mean for you, to empower you, to give you strength, to give you encouragement, or an extra dose of bliss if you're already brave. So again, thank you for your time and attention. This is Sigma Program, and you already know over here, reaching is teaching. Continue to vibrate high, people. Peace.